What's up, guys? Today, unboxing the new Tetra X3 from HHA. Kind of just open it up, set it up, give you guys our first impressions, and just kind of show you what all comes in the box with this new Tetra X3. So, when you bust open the box, you're gonna get extra mounting screws, some spacers, stuff like that. Your sight tapes, your setup tapes, instructions. Don't need that right now. Got it in the 4-inch short dovetail bar with the bracket. We will be putting this on a Matthews lift, so don't need that bracket. We're just gonna run the dovetail. And then you have your sight housing that is available in 19 thousandths or 10 thousandths pins. This is the 19, for example. Just your standard 3-pin horizontal sight. But the cool part about this is you're gonna have 3 yardage indicators that you can set. So each pin gets its own individual yardage indicator, which is awesome. I think this is gonna be a really good sight for elk hunting. For you guys who like to spot and stalk, you're gonna get 3 fixed yardages that you can adjust, and then you can set each individual pin to their own indicator. So really cool. So I'm gonna set this up and just kind of show you guys the features, and then kind of just give you our first look on it. With this, it's gonna have your yardage wheel. And then, of course, with HHAs on their Tetras and stuff like that, you're going to have your bracket here that actually slides into, do it the right way here, slides into your rover here, into your dial. This HHA, I've learned that you do have to flip this bracket if you're going to be running the bridge lock system. If you don't, you will not get enough clearance. I mean, it'll just make your adjustments really, really tough. So by flipping this, just basically taking it on this angle and flipping it around, we are now going to have tons of room, tons of clearance so that we can mount it inside that bridge lock system. Now, HHA has made a 4-pin sight before with the same kind of attachments, but the X3 is new due to the wheel having 3 yardage indicators. So prior to that, you only had 1. You could put it on a rise bar and have 2 yardage indicators, but this one, each pin is getting their own yardage indicator, which is awesome. So you can set your pins, 20, 30, 40, and then when you rover, each pin has their own specific yardage. So I flipped that, slid into the dial, and on the HHA sight, you want to start it as high as you can with the most clearance. So there it is here, and then here's your adjustment lines here so you can kind of know where you start at. So we're going to mount this onto a lift. Mounts easy just like any other dovetail bridge lock bar sight. Let me see, find the right hole here. And voila, I have this sight. Now, what's different about this version and like say the Tetra Rise or the Tetra Max, I have a quick micro adjust knob where I can open this up, slide it in and out and micro adjust. This one here is actually gonna take an Allen screw. So you gotta keep an Allen wrench handy to where you can open that up, slide that in, and then close it. Same if you're gonna make your micro adjust here, you gotta unlock that and then lock it back up. It's not going anywhere, it's stable, it's secure. Just like all the traditional HHA sights in the past, you have your lock mechanism here. I can lock it fully and that tape doesn't move, and then I can unlock it and access probably the smoothest wheel in the game of sights. Another good thing about the HHAs, they always have that built-in 0 stop on all the Tetra sights, so you can rover down to a certain yardage, but then when you come back up, boom, you lock it. And that's ideally where your top pin, your 20 is going to be set at, which is a good design. Same on the new X3. You have your fiber cover here to where you can adjust to show low light conditions or to brighten it up so you can see those pin fibers just by twisting this scope cover a little bit, which exposes the pins. Now, so let's say, for example, I'm going to sight this in 20, 30, 40. Let's say we're good at 20, we're good here. Then I can go in here and adjust each individual pin. So 20 is good, I'm gonna leave it alone. 30, 40, adjust that, get your sight tape, all that stuff, and then you can then move your yardage indicators here to represent. Top pin being 20, second pin being 30, middle pin being 40, just by breaking this set screw on that right here on the yardage wheel. So I have them all pointing at 20, 30, and now 40 there. anytime I rover this sight, I'm gonna get 3 new yardages. So 20, 30, 40, and then you can rover it out. It could be 30, 38, whatever, just depending on your sight tape. But those 3 yardages are gonna be fixed with each indicator having its own knob. Of course, just like all the older HHA Tetra sights, you're gonna have your axis adjustments here. This is gonna be your second axis where I can undo this, adjust this housing up and down here, tighten it up, and then again, it's also gonna come with your third axis adjustment, which is this knob here. You can take that out and vice versa. Overall, this is a well-built sight. I do like the idea, especially elk hunting, of having 3 fixed yardages and being able to have each yardage have its own indicator. For you guys that like a horizontal pin that can rover, this might be the next big option. Good to know, especially when you're rovering out there and you got to get past 40. You're going to get 3 new sets of yardages for each pin. So well-built sight with micro adjust, a lot of adjustment on these HHA sights. Being as durable as they are still very, very light. They're not going to weigh you down like other sight manufacturers. I've never had an issue with their sight tapes. Once I've got my setup tape, I shot it multiple days, of course. I don't just go out and shoot, you know, get my 20, get my 60, I'm done. Like, no, I shoot it over a couple day time just to make sure I'm really shooting well. Don't just go out and shoot one day and think, oh, I'm sight tape 45. Shoot it over multiple days with good conditions and just hone in that sight tape. That's just gonna save you a lot of headache and stress because every day we might shoot a little bit differently. So definitely shoot that sight tape, that setup tape multiple times until you know exactly which sight tape you're gonna run. Overall, first impressions of the HHA Tetra Rise X3, I'm a huge fan. The only way I'd love it more if they made a 3-pin vertical where I could adjust those pins. But this horizontal, it looks great, very lightweight. I love having 3 yardage indicators for each individual pin. I think that's awesome, and you can kind of set it however you want. So well-built sight. If you like it, go to our website, check them out. We have a few of these in stock right now. Also, head over to our website. We got a lot of stuff on there. We got raffles. We got Corbin's Archery merch. Just check that out, and you guys like it, just like and subscribe. And if you got any other videos you want to see, just link them down below, and we'll knock them out as soon as we can. Thanks, guys.